uh, and then we should abandon the association of a non-devotee.
Yes. And why? Why should we abandon?
Uh, then we won't be able to do the service to the Lord. Means if we will be in the association of a devotee, then spirit, our we will have a growth in spirituality.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Yes.
Then there were 9 processes that was involved in devotional services also, like hearing, chanting, remembering the Lord's
Kirtan.
service to the Lord, then worshipping the deity, and we should act to the servant of the Lord.
Yes, 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 correct. So Prabhupada started the verse 3 purport uh, by basically starting. So first of all, he stated that devotional service is not dormant meditation. It is actually active cultivation. So he started off with that, and practical activity. He said Krishna consciousness is practical activity, and with that he brought in hearing, that since it is a cultivation, so we have to do some practical activity. You don't need to sit at one place and do nothing. Then you will sleep in Kali Yuga. What will you do? How will you meditate? Your mind is so distracted. So that practical activity starts from hearing, and then he goes on to explain that hearing should be done from a bona fide spiritual master who is an authorized source who has heard from his spiritual master. So that practical hearing has to happen from the proper source and to the proper audience. So we can. So I say then at the end, basically, Prabhupada emphasized that for hearing and for cultivating the devotional service, these 6 principles are important. So we should be enthusiastic to hear, and when we are enthusiastic to do devotional activities, then we will feel the presence of the Lord. Then we will experience Krishna, and that will make us confident of our relationship with Krishna. And once we are confident, then we will become patient also, because ultimately it's everything is in Krishna's hands. Like, we don't have much control. We just have to do our department. Our department is service department, and results department is Krishna's department. So we can make as much effort as we can, as we want, as our capacity allows, but the mercy ultimately has to come from Krishna. So effort should be done from our side in hearing, chanting, introspecting, and cultivating nice sanskaras in the association of devotees. So the association of devotees is important so that we can cultivate good sanskaras. We can do service together, and if we associate with non-devotees, then our bad sanskaras will increase. So in order to become a devotee, we should know that what are good sanskaras, what are bad sanskaras. And 16th chapter is a good example. 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We will study that in the third module of Bhagavad Gita, obviously. So first 3 verses mention all the qualities of a devotee, and after that, all the 17 verses mention the demoniac qualities. So that those verses start with Abhayam Sattva Samsuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastha. So a devotee is basically totally fearless, and he has purified his consciousness, and he is always thinking good, well about others. He is having good consciousness. He is wishing well, and he is absorbed in the message of the scriptures, and thus his thoughts and feelings, thinking, feeling, willing, and acting is also very pure. Very lot of goodness is there. Shuddha sattva is there. So, like this, we should know that what are demoniac qualities, what are divine qualities, and then we should cultivate our divine qualities by helping, by taking devotee association. And as we see, in every verse, Prabhupada is building a problem to solve. For example, in the first verse, he started with Parikshit Maharaj, right? Parikshit Maharaj asking a question that why karma kanda, because in karma kanda, although you have lot of facility to atone for your sinful reactions, but it looks like the sanskara doesn't go away. For example, a thief, he's sent to the jail, and then he's again After the jail period finishes, he again commits thievery. So it looks like the sanskara is not going away. So karmakanda. Okay, internet is. Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
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 Praveen.
Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. Just let me message me na whenever some internet issue is there. I just okay. Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is that in every Prabhupada is building a context. Yeah, one more thing I would like to say here is like since we are all doing Bhakti Shastri now and we have basically started Nectar of Instruction, so it will be nice if all of you can come on time and we can leave on time. Like generally, generally we finish half an hour early also. So it will be nice if everybody can join at 2 o'clock because discipline will be nice and basically there is some proportion of marks which is attributed to class attendance also. So when you are joining, that also matters there. So we'll keep account of that. So my humble request is that everybody please join on time at 2 o'clock in every session. Okay. So in the first verse, basically Parikshit Maharaj is asking this question, and he says that it looks like karmakanda atonement is not sufficient because the problem is not going away from the root. And example of Christians is also there that they throughout the whole 5 days they are committing sinful activities. They are watching TV, and on Sunday they go to church and they confess in front of the priest, and priest says, "Okay, the gods in the heaven have forgiven you," and they go home with a lighter heart. But again, they commit same foolish sinful activities, watching TV, illicit sex, all those things. So the problem is not resolved from the root. And Prabhupada says that ultimately problem can be resolved only by awakening of dormant Krishna consciousness. So when our Krishna consciousness awakens in the association of devotees, then actually our taste is so high that we give up our lower tendencies. So there is a verse, right, in Bhagavad Gita, Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehna rasovarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. So in that context, then Prabhupada builds the importance of awakening Krishna consciousness, and then he explains that in order to remain Krishna conscious, we have to control these six urges. So similarly, in the verse 2, Prabhupada builds the problem statement of that how while living in this material world, we need to have a simple living and high thinking. Somehow, our means of occupation should be very simple, and that should just serve our bodily needs. Just enough money so that we can keep our body and soul together. So then, after he establishes this problem statement that okay, like now we have to lead a life of high thinking and simple living, then he says that for that atyahara prayasasya these are not required. Like if you do atyahara, if you do prayasa, then it will be very difficult to live a simple life. For example, if you are running out of running after stock market, I want to speculate, or if you are running after doing too many projects in a material way, then you will not be able to stop atyahara, and it will grow. Your material endeavor will grow more and more, and indirectly, your spiritual life will be affected. Your contemplation, your consciousness, your absorption, and Krishna conscious activities that will take an impact. So after establishing this principle that simple living, high thinking is important, then Prabhupada explains that what is atyara, what is prayasasya, what is prajal. And similarly in the verse 3. But in this verse specifically, Prabhupada is not making any problem statement. So this verse, let us now recite this verse. So this verse basically is describing the six loving exchanges which we should practice among the devotees. And we will see that in the fifth verse, uh, there is a category in which Prabhupada is dividing the devotees, Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. And there is a proper way in dealing with these different categories. So, and unless you know that categorization, it will be very difficult for you to practice these six exchanges with all the devotees. So let us recite this verse together. Okay. Dadati prati granati. Can we recite together?
ददाति
ददाति
प्रतिगृह्णाति
प्रतिगृह्णाति
गुह्यमाख्याति पृच्छति
गुहि
गुह्यम्
गुह्यम्
गुह्याति
आख्याति
पृच्छति
पृच्छति
भुङ्क्ते भोज्यते च वा
भुङ्क्ते
भुङ्क्ते
भोज्यते
भोजयति चैव
षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम्
षड्विधं
विधं
षड्विधं
प्रीतिलक्षणम्
प्रीतिलक्षणम्
प्रतिलक्षणम्
थैंक यू ददाति प्रति गृणाति गुह्यमाख्याति पृच्छति भुङ्क्ते भोजते च वा षड्विधं प्रीतिलक्षणम् offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasada, and offering prasada are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. So this is very important words. Actually, if you want to come to Madhyama platform, you have to learn how to practice these exchanges. Yeah, so this is the overall. Basically, we will start off with an icebreaker. So how do we make a relationship with a devotee? So let us start with that. So the problem statement is, suppose you are living in a congregation and you devotee. Then uh, how would you go about that? You can maybe think for 30 seconds and then raise your hand. Yeah, go ahead, Nidhi.
No, I was not able to understand the question actually. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, because you have not got an opportunity till now to live in. So the question is like, how will you cultivate relationship with a senior devotee? Like you don't know him, you have never interacted with him. So how would you approach him? Yeah, Akshat, you want to try?
sharing prasadam with them and inviting them at home and doing some kirtan.
Yeah, yeah. So inviting them to home and serving them nicely with the affection and humility, giving them prasadam. Not just sharing that if they are senior devotees, then you have to serve them nicely prasadam. So suppose some Maharaj comes, so yeah, then you should know what etiquette is required to serve Maharaj. Then only he will come to your house. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. So we have to serve them nicely. If you read Bhagavatam in the 13th chapter of first canto, it is said when Vidura comes to the house of Yudhishthir that whenever a saintly person comes to our house, we should offer 3 things. So anybody knows what are these 3 things? Okay, you want to guess, right? Like you don't know, Mataji, Bharti Mata.
I want to try.
Yeah, yeah, good.
First one is obeisances,
Yeah,
then food or prasadam.
yeah. First thing is water, basically. Like you sit first. Very first thing is you give a very comfortable place to sit, and then you welcome him very sweet words, and then you give a glass of water. These 3 things are there. And you want to share about this also, how to cultivate relationship with a devotee. Suppose some devotee comes to temple and he gives a very nice class, right? And you really feel excited to talk to him so that you can have a some sort of meaningful relationship with him. And so how would you approach it? Nobody, really? I hope everybody like is hearing classes in his. Yeah, Ravi bro, go ahead.
Uh, I don't know. I think we should do a Dandavat Pranam to him and
Yeah.
say that your session, I mean, was very nice, and I really it will help me in my Krishna consciousness thing, something like that.
Yeah, expressing gratitude is also
Yeah,
good.
expressing gratitude. Yeah, yeah.
And then you can ask question also. Sometimes what happens is, if your hearing is good, then you will be able to relate to the class. Okay. This content was related to my life, so it will be nice if you can ask question to them. And then if you feel that your question cannot be addressed in a public forum, then you can personally talk to him after the class. Okay, Prabhuji, I have this question. So that is Guhyam Akhyati Prichati. We will read about that. And Dadati Pratigranati, obviously, you can give them Charnamrit, you can give them some Mahaprasad. So like this, and you can also, if everything goes well, then you can tell them that sometime you can come to our house. We want to serve you. So like this. So this is how we build relationship. Like we ask them the key deities are there in our house. We are not able to follow all the standards. So what we should do. So when we ask like this, when we have this desire to advance in devotional service, then we we know that here is a person who is a very learned person, and he has a lot of experience in Krishna consciousness. Then we show that desire to him, that depending on the content he has shared, that I'm facing challenges in this area, can you help me, like. So then basically we develop a meaningful relationship, because then there will be the giving and receiving process will happen, right? Just like we have a relationship with Krishna, and Krishna is always like reciprocating. He is sometimes reciprocating. We are also reciprocating by doing sadhana to him, because sadhana is for our welfare. Like Krishna already has so many devotees, but it is our nature to serve Krishna. So when we serve Krishna, Krishna reciprocates. So similar, so that makes the relationship very strong, gada. Similarly, when we discuss with devotees, our relationship with devotee becomes very strong. And then basically, since everything is on the eternal platform, then in the future also you can discuss something with the devotee. You can call him. If the discussion goes well, you can take his number also. You can tell him that I want to take guidance from you in this area, so I would like to stay in touch with you. So like this, basically, you make good devotee relationships, and then with help of each other, you advance together. Okay. So now, first of all, so yeah, anybody else who wants to add anything, any comment, or we'll just continue on this approaching devotee relationship? Nobody else, no? Okay. Yeah, it's always good to have more interactivity. Otherwise, it will be difficult to gauge whose receptivity is to what level. Yeah. But this is the definition of bhungte bhojate chava. So anybody wants to read this? Himanshu Prabhu, you want to read?
Sure.
Good.
Sure, Prabhu. When a devotee distributes prasad, remnants of food offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in order to maintain our spirit of devotional service, we must accept the prasad as the Lord's grace received through the pure devotees. We should also invite pure devotees to our home, offer them prasad, and be prepared to please them in all respects. This is called Bhunkate Bhojayate Cheva.
Hmm.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So yes, similar to what Akshat shared, we should invite devotees to our house and serve them prasadam. We should be ready to please them in all respects. So sometimes we wash their feet also, we wash their hands. So that's how a pure devotee is pleased. And if a pure devotee is pleased, then our devotional service is successful. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado, yasya prasadat nagati kuto. Dayan stuvam stasya yasastri sandhya vande guru sri sarana. So this, if the spiritual master is pleased, then all the mercy will come. Everybody will be pleased. But if he is not pleased, then we are doomed. Yeah, so this is the definition of Bhungte Bhujate, and like I have not made the slide, but Dadati Pratigranati also. Prabhupada is saying that revealing our mind in confidence and inquiring about devotional service. So that is Guhyam Akhyati Vichati. So here, if you see, like an experienced devotee explains, and an inexperienced devotee learns from it. This is Guhyam Akhyati Vichati. So once we have made this relationship, one knows that okay, if I reveal my heart to this devotee, and if this devotee has good experience, has good Krishna consciousness, then basically that those exchanges will take place. And I would like our Guru Maharaj says that Krishna consciousness is all about relationships. So this is a very very important verse. If you want to advance in Krishna consciousness, you should have very strong, meaningful, affectionate relationships with devotees. So that's why, yeah. Okay, receiving and giving. I think I'll read this. So in the previous verse, Srila Rupa Goswami advised that one should renounce worldly association and keep company with the devotees. Sangha Tyagat Satovritte. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been established to facilitate these six kinds of loving exchanges between devotees. This society was started single-handedly, but because people are coming forward and dealing with the give and take policy, the society is now expanding all over the world. We are glad that people are donating very liberally to the development of the society's activities, and people are also eagerly accepting whatever humble contribution we are giving them in the shape of books and magazines dealing strictly with the subject matter of Krishna consciousness. We sometimes hold Hare Krishna festivals and invite life members and friends to participate in the feasting by accepting prasadam. Okay, so this association is always important. Like, and here receiving and giving principle is just mentioned. So when you give donation to ISKCON, what do you think? Are you giving or are you receiving? Anybody? Today everybody is very lazy. Yes, Mataji Purnima.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
If we see in materialistic point of view, then we are giving, but spiritually we are receiving.
Yeah, yes. So this is the beautiful Vedic culture actually. He uh, just by receiving we give also, and just by giving we receive also. Because if you do donation of 5,000 rupees, at least 20 people might have been fed prashadam. So those 20 people got Krishna's mercy, and you are because of you they got mercy. So Krishna knows all that, and that credit goes to you. So although you are giving, but you are receiving 20 times. And it is said that when you give to Ved Paraga 1 rupee, then you get 100 rupees. But if you give 1 rupee to a pure devotee, then you will get millions of rupees. So that is the importance actually of giving, and this is a very beautiful Vedic principle actually. And here, that's why Prabhupada is saying that people are coming, people are joining, they are contributing whatever they can, and in exchange, Prabhupada is also Prabhupada is also giving back by publishing Krishna conscious literature and whatever humble contribution they can make. So Prabhupada is so humble actually in stating these sentences that whatever you give to Krishna, everything becomes spiritualized, and the benefit is 10 times. So yeah, so there is a story, like anybody knows the story of Mrigari? I think in our sessions we have discussed it many times. But if anybody wants to open up that story, otherwise I'll tell. Mrigari the hunter. Nobody knows, huh? Hina Mataji, you remember, or you also don't remember? Mataji is not there. Okay, so there was a person Mrigari, and he was half killing animals in the forest. So that was his profession, because his fathers also used to do that, and his grandfather also used to do that. So one day, what happened was Narad Muni came. So Narada has this very uncanny knack uh, of being present at the right moment with the right person. So, for example, he went to Dhruva also when Dhruva started committing those austerities, and many places. Narad Muni went to Kansa also to facilitate Krishna's birth, because he had to be horrified. Kamsa had to be horrified. So Narad Muni asked Mrigari that why are you killing half killing animals? Why don't you kill them fully? If you kill them half, then they actually they feel more pain if compared to if you kill them fully. So Samrigari said, then if you are telling me to kill fully, then why shouldn't I like quit? Why needn't I quit killing them? Basically, I should quit killing them instead of kill them fully. Then Narad Muni says, yes, that is even better if you can quit killing them. So then he said, ki, if I quit killing them, then what will I do for profession for food? What will I do if I don't kill animals? Then what will I eat? So Narad Muni has this basically has this technique and has this what do you say? He knows what what pudding will work for what do you say? One man's food is another man's poison, right? So he knows that which man has which food. So he's preaching to Valmiki in a specific way. He says that you chant Mara Mara. And to Mrigari, is saying that why don't you fully kill the animals? Although he knows that if fully killing is also not good, but in order to make him realize that he's doing the wrong thing. So, and to Dhruv Maharaj is saying that why you are just 5 years old, what are you doing in forest? You should go back and play football with your friends instead of doing hardcore tapasya. So, like this Narad Muni, he doesn't have a cookie cutter approach, but he behaves according to the receptivity of the person to whom he is preaching. So Mrigari gives this reason, and then Narad Muni says, "Don't worry, just chant this holy name, and all the food, all the basic necessities will come. And I am giving you initiation in this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and just chant this name." So basically, Narad Muni initiates Mrigari also, and Mrigari's wife also. So and this news spread in the entire village that Mrigari भक्त बन गया. मतलब जो इंसान जानवरों को आधा मरा छोड़ देता था, मतलब he has become a devotee and he's just chanting Hare Krishna. He's not even earning anything. So जब न्यूज़ फैलती है कि मतलब डिवोशन इतना ज्यादा हाई हो गया है मृगारी का, then villagers used to come to his house to give gifts, and then Mrigari used to add bhakti on top of those gifts and then give them back. So basically, here you see that Mrigari, just by receiving, he is giving actually. मतलब by receiving the gifts which villagers are giving them, he is giving them with a bonus of bhakti, which Narad Muni has basically benedicted both of them, Mrigari and his wife. So after some time, like after a month, what happens is Narad Muni comes again, and this time he is accompanied by Parvata Muni. Parvata Muni is another celestial person. These people, they can fly from one planet to another planet. So they both enter the forest where Mrigari and his wife is living. And as soon as Mrigari sees Narada, he starts running because he is so excited to meet his spiritual master. Like his spiritual master has totally changed his life. A person who was half killing animals, he is just chanting Hare Krishna and giving bhakti to the entire village. So as soon as he was running, he encounters some ants, and he started jumping as soon as he encounters ants. So Parvata Muni tells Narada, what have you done to this person? This person who was half killing animals, he is now jumping. He doesn't want to even step on a single ant. What have you done to this person? So that's why Narad Muni is a Mahabhagavata devotee. And this story has a very good principle of this receiving and giving. Like that's why Vedic culture is very beautiful, that if you receive, for example, suppose in communication also, right? Somebody wants to communicate his thought process very strongly to the other person, and the sometimes the other person also wants to communicate very strongly to us. Then it becomes a fight. Basically, nobody wants to listen. But if a mature devotee is there, then that devotee will listen to the one to the other person, because he wants to give, and then just by giving he will receive also. Because as we see that in Chetan Mahaprabhu Leela also, that Prakash Nanda Saraswati was an impersonalist. He spoke for 8 days, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just listened. I, he did not reply anything. Okay, just a second. Yeah, so I was saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just listened to Prakash Nanda Saraswati for 8 days, and he did not reply anything. Although Prakash Nanda Saraswati was giving impersonalist perspective of Vedas. And after 8 days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I have not understood anything. And like Prakash Nanda Saraswati was so, basically, he was so hell bent to prove Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrong. But after 8 days, he realized, okay, I have explained everything. Let us hear from this person. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached to Prakash Nanda Saraswati. Prakash Nanda Saraswati, who was a Mayavadi, who was an impersonalist, he became a devotee. After 8 days, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached according to that philosophy, whatever impersonal philosophy Prakash Nanda Saraswati was speaking, the same devotional philosophy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke. So when if you want to really preach to a person who is very difficult to preach, then you have to understand him and you have to hear him out. So that is very important. You have to receive first, and then you will be able to give. So this is what Radha Govind Maharaj also says. Ki, basically, in communication, you should let the other person finish his sentence, and then you should speak. Then it will be a meaningful communication. And in our evening, so recently we started our Bhagavatam sessions also in the evening, and that's why it is going nicely, because we hear the other person out, and then we appreciate it. We understand. We feel emotions and feelings. We reciprocate with each other. So those meaningful reciprocations will happen when when our communication is good, when we hear the other person out and then we speak, and when we are speaking, then other person is hearing out. Then it becomes a dialogue instead of a monologue. And that's why I'm encouraging all of you to participate more and more in these sessions. Yeah. And further, after this, basically in the purport, Prabhupada mentions about the basically how these 6 exchanges these are being done within the material society also. So does anybody wants to read this section? Yes, Prabhuji, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare.
Even in ordinary social activities, these six types of dealing between two living friends are absolutely necessary. For instance, when one businessman wishes to contact another businessman, he arranges a feast in a hotel and over the feast openly expresses what he wishes to do. He then inquires from his business friend how he should act, and sometimes presents are exchanged. Thus, whenever there is a dealing of priti or love in intimate dealings, the six activities are executed. In the previous verse, Srila Rupa Goswami advised that one should renounce worldly association and keep company with the devotees. Sangatyagat Sato Vratahe. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been established to facilitate these six kinds of loving exchanges between devotees. The society was started single-handedly, but because people are coming forward and dealing with the give and take policy, the society is now expanding all over the world. We are glad that people are donating very liberally to the development of societies, activities, and people are also eagerly accepting when whatever humble contribution we are giving them in the shape of books and magazines, dealing strictly with the subject matter of Krishna consciousness. We sometimes hold Hare Krishna festivals and invite life members and friends to participate in the feasting by accepting prasadam. Although most of our members come from the higher rungs of society, They nonetheless come and take whatever like prasada we are able to offer them. Sometimes the members and supporters inquire very confidently about the methods of performing devotional service, and we try to explain this. In this way, our society is successfully spreading all over the world, and the intelligentsia of all countries is gradually appreciating our Krishna conscious activities. The life of the Krishna conscious society is nourished by these six types of loving exchange among the members. Therefore, people must be given the change to associate with the devotees of ISKCON, because simply by reciprocating the six ways mentioned above, an ordinary man can fully revive his dormant Krishna consciousness. In Bhagavad Gita 2.62, it is stated, Sangat Sanjate Kama, one's desires and ambitions develop according to the company one keeps. It is often said that a man is known by his company, and if an ordinary man associates with devotees, he will certainly develop his dormant Krishna consciousness. The understanding of Krishna consciousness is innate in every living entity, and it is already developed to some extent when the living entities take a human body. It is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 22.107. नित्य सिद्ध कृष्ण प्रेम साध्य कबू नाय सर्वनिधि सुधा चित्ते कार्य उदाय. Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of living entities. It is not something to be gained for another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, the living entity naturally awakens. Since
Yes,
Krishna consciousness.
you can pause here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
No, 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 no. Thank you for the enthusiastic read. Yeah. Yeah, so this is very important basically. Like Prabhupada is also saying that this ISKCON society is meant for these loving exchanges only. And when we do these loving exchanges, then we become Krishna conscious. Because Krishna consciousness is innate in every living entity. It is already there in our hearts. But when we interact with other devotees keeping Krishna in center, then that Krishna consciousness awakens. And we know that we know that experience, right? We know that feeling. And this is also very important that the people whom we are associating with really matters a lot, because sangat sanjayate kama. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita, right? Dhyayate vishyan punsa sangats dhyayate vishyan punsa sangas teshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kama kama krodho vijayate. So kama krodhat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibrama smriti branchat buddhinasha buddhinashat pranasya. So basically, by association, lust develops. And if you are associating with devotees, then love for Krishna will develop. So these sanskaras and desires and ambition, they are exchanged. Suppose you want to become a good architect, then you will associate with architects. Suppose you want to become maybe an engineer, then you will associate with a good engineer. So like this, whatever you want to become, if you want to become a pure devotee, then you would like to associate with a pure devotee. You would like to study his life, that what all stages he went through. So like this, association matters a lot. So this ABCD, which I have told in previous sessions also, A for association, B for books, C for chanting, and D for diet. These four things, if we have good, and Krishna is there in these four things, then our consciousness will also be Krishna conscious. Yeah. So here we observe that, like Prabhupada is telling that he, whatever is coming on in his way, he is just adding Krishna to that. Whatever donation people are giving, so he is just adding Krishna to those donations, and he's giving them back. So by receiving, he is receiving also, and then he is giving them back also. So it's a very beautiful Vedic principle. So when you keep Krishna in center, then everybody will be receiving. So even those people who are giving, they will also be receiving, and those people who are receiving, they are anyways receiving. So everybody receives the mercy of Krishna if you keep Krishna in the center. The giver also, the receiver also. Okay. So any question or any comments up till now? Yes, Bharti Mataji. Yes. Good.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, I would love to share an experience that how association matters a lot in our life. Can I?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Actually, my eldest son, Arav, somehow he fall with the association of bad people, bad friends in school. Then he starts speaking bad words, and then he said, "Mama, I want to be a daku, not a good person. I want to be a don." And I said, "Why?" Then everyone will become the servants of the don. Whatever I will say, the other people they will follow me. Then this went for past, I think so, 10 days like this only. Somehow I and my husband we both spoke to him, but I don't know what went with him wrongly. Then uh, just before 3 days I saw him how Lord Narsimha killed Hiranyakashipu. I saw him this episode on YouTube, that how Damon has had been killed by a lot. If we will become a bad person, if we will follow wrong principles in our life, then this will happen to us also. Then he starts speaking, "Okay, Mama, now I don't want to be a don. I want to be a good person. I want to be a bhakt only."
Oh, very nice. Very nice story. Very nice. Amazing. Actually, this is the story of everybody, right? Like we go to the outside world, we carry bad sanskaras from the outside world. So it's very important to have good sadhana at our home. And Bharti Mata killed the demon which was residing in his son's heart by narrating the Narsimhadev story. So this Radhanath Maharaj also says that this battle between good and evil is always going on in our hearts, and it is our duty to make the good win, and that is only possible by good devotee association, good sadhana, good hearing, and keeping good devotees around and consulting with them. So very nice. I think everybody is
And
very.
Bharti Mataji, when you go to PTM, na, find out who is the don in his class.
Actually, I asked him the name of a person also, but for I just left him. I was matlab in a tension that how I will manage this situation.
Uh, okay, thank you. And then further in this purport, like Prabhupada is saying that giving and accepting the holy name is the best charity. So whosoever you meet, like this question comes many times that suppose you are all, like many of you are chanting 16 rounds, some of you are very regular in hearing Bhagavatam in the evening. So like when you meet other people and you want to share this shelter to others, also share this joy of practicing Krishna consciousness to others, then how would you start? Because many times what happens is like you don't receive good response. So that's why your own like super soul connect should be strong, because so there are levels of things, right? Like you can just start off by maybe like you can just observe that what are his inclinations. Some people are really fond of food, then you can give prasadam. And if somebody is interested in philosophy or somebody is very ambitious, then you can discuss about profession, and slowly you can connect those to Krishna consciousness. So for these things, basically for preaching, for starting to preach to new people, your groundedness in Prabhupada books is very important. Like you should read Science of Self-Realization, you should read Journey of Self-Discovery, and this Nectar of Instruction purports also you should read and you should apply in your lives. And then it will be easier for you to connect with other people. So for example, I uh, I know that I think many devotees from this group are going for book distribution also. So they while they show the book, they give some introduction to that book, right? So that introduction will be best if you have already read that book. So that's why our groundedness in Prabhupada's teachings, Prabhupada's books is very important. And then we will be able to do the right charity. So this is another question, that what is the best charity? We don't know. Like somebody says that okay, I will give some 5 rupees to a beggar. That is good charity. Somebody says I'll open hospitals and to treat all the illnesses of all the people. That is good charity. Somebody says I will make them eat. Like even Mother Teresa also fed non-veg to beggars. So is that good charity? Uh, what is the best charity? Like I'd just like to open this discussion topic. if anybody wants to answer it. So everybody got the question, like charity, regarding charity.
I didn't know, Prabhuji, Mother Teresa served non-veg to beggars.
Yeah, that's what I heard from my Shiksha Guru. Like, that was there.
Okay, okay, okay.
No, she was a very compassionate lady, of course, but like higher intelligence is missing. For example, Swami Vivekanand, Mahatma Gandhi, all these are good spiritualists. Matlab, they believe in spirituality, but their conceptions are not totally all good. And this is the main point. The story which Bharati Mata is telling, that is also there basically. Ki, like we carry misconceptions when we go to workplace. We associate with them closely. We carry some of their misconceptions here. But our duty should be to carry our Krishna conscious conceptions and inject them with our Krishna conscious conceptions. Somehow that has to happen. So that's why this battle between good and evil is always going.
Yeah, Prabhu, and I think Swami Vivekanand has given a translation also on Bhagavad Gita. There is a book of Bhagavad Gita by Swami Vivekanand, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know how good it is. I have not read it,
yeah,
but I just saw a few pages. But I couldn't. I mean, Prabhupada is exactly what Krishna said. He has not changed, but other people add flavors to it.
yeah. So that is an impersonal commentary. I think recently Amog Leela Prabhu said something about Swami Vivekananda, and there was a big controversy. So yeah, like impersonalism, yeah, you have to be very careful to deal with. So Swami Vivekananda has basically written an impersonal version. Even Mahatma Gandhi says that I don't believe Krishna as a person. He might be saying Sarva Dharman Parityaja, but it is unto somebody else. It is not to him. So like this, like they give their
Yeah,
own.
but when he died, he said Ram in the end, which Krishna says that we should remember him at the end of your life. If you are able to do that, then all your complete life's dedication, devotion makes sense. That is objective. I mean, he said Ram. I don't know what he was doing during the lifetime.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu, yes. Some things are good, but some concepts were not. So conceptions we have to adopt the conception of our spiritual master. If he is bona fide, then we should adopt his conception, and then we will go to the spiritual world. Yes, Dikshita Mataji, you were saying something about charity. You
Yes,
raised.
Prabhuji. Prabhuji, are able to hear me?
Yes, Mataji, yes, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, the real charity can be to introduce them to their self, like which they have forgotten, the true nature of the soul, to be the servant of Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so ultimately, unless Krishna is involved, like there is no charity. Like every charity will be a material charity, which will not help them in a spiritual manner. So, as I have told in previous sessions, that this material world is meant for bringing us back to Godhead. So that is the only purpose. Until there are pure devotees living on this planet, this planet is existing. And as soon as pure devotees die, like they will reduce, this planet will be annihilated. So we should have absolute faith in this conception that Krishna Bhakti is what is our true nature, as Mataji is saying. That ultimately we have to introduce those people to understand somehow that what is their true nature and how we can bring them closer to Krishna. And that is meaningful charity. And then there are levels of charity within spirituality also. If you give it to a pure devotee, that is the best. And if you serve the brahmanas, that is next level. If you serve prasadam to non-devotees, that is also there. So there are levels there. Thank you, Mataji. So actually, we have all introduced ourselves. Dikshita Mataji, if you want to introduce, if you are planning to continue here, you can introduce yourself to others with a short intro.
Yes, Prabhuji, sure. Hare Krishna, everyone. My name is Dikshita. I am from Mayapur. I've been living in Mayapur from 3 years. And recently I got to know about this course. One of my friends suggested me. And that's how I plan to join the course. And I'm very fortunate and very excited to continue this course. Uh, I'm praying everyone so that I can continue and I can have all of your association. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, very warm welcome to you. Yes. So generally we introduced ourselves in the orientation session, and all of us opened the video also. So after that, like, people are not opening videos, and even like on their convenience they are opening. So yeah, feel free to open your videos also. So any question till now, or any other point? Okay. Yeah. So anybody?
Prabhuji, I made an achievement today.
Okay. Yes, Rohit. What up?
I mean, last 6 years I was thinking of going to ISKCON and attending Mangal Aarti at 4:30. Today I did it.
हरी बोल हरी बोल हरी बोल Congratulations. चलिए प्रभु, फिर आप ये पढ़ दीजिए, बेस्ट सिस्टम ऑफ रिलीजन. व्हाट इज दिस?
Yeah, sure. Religion is the special function of human society, and it constitutes a distinction between human society and animal society. Animal society has no church, mosque, or religious system. In all parts of the world, however downtrodden human society may be, there is some system of religion. Even tribal aborigines in the jungles also have a system of religion. When the religion system develops and turns into love of God, it is successful, as stated in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.6. Should I read? Yeah, should I read? Sa vai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaksir adhokshase ahayati ahayatuki aparithatha aparithatha yayatma yayatma suprasi duti suprasi dati. The supreme occupation dharma for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted in order to completely satisfy the self. Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, bro. Thank you. So this is very important. मतलब religion is everywhere. मतलब somebody is worshipping Ganesh, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, है ना? मतलब मारुति आएगी घर, मटेरियल चीजों के लिए भगवान डेमिगॉड्स को पूछते हैं, और कोई किसी के कुल देवता है. लेकिन अल्टीमेटली जो एसेंस है वो ये है कि हाउ टू डेवलप लव ऑफ गॉड, हाउ टू डेवलप अ रिलेशनशिप विद गॉड, how to develop a connect, personal connect, feel that personal connect on a spiritual level. So Krishna consciousness movement is helping us do that. Religion is everywhere. Like anybody who understands that human life is different from animal life, he will practice religion. Right? There is a verse also in this context. What's that verse? आहार निद्रा भयमैथुनाम च सामान्येतत् पशुभिर नराणां धर्मो हि एको विशेषो धर्मेण हीना पशुभिर समान. So without religion, actually our life is equivalent to animal life, and we are just known as two-legged animals, because eating, sleeping, mating, defending, animals are also doing. And if we also do only those four things, and we don't understand that really, like, there is a Lord and we have a personal relationship with him, and we have to act on that, and then we can go back to the spiritual world. So if we don't know and we don't act on those principles, then actually we are just acting on an animal platform. So because in this human body we have got this good intelligence, and free will is there, more free will is there, more freedom is there, there then we can decide where we want to go. Yeah. And in this human body, like, the scope of sense gratification is also there, but it's limited. Like, we can't, for example, if you see elephants can indulge in like illicit sex, so like unlimited times. And then there are periods for sleeping for 1 year, and there are others elephant eats also for 1 ton. So we can't do any bodily activity infinitely. Like there is a particular quota for us in the human life. So actually, what we should do infinitely is the spirituality, right? Mayam deho deha bhajam niloke kastan kaman arhade vidbujamye tapo divyam putrika yena sattvam shuddhiye yasmat brahma saukyam tvanantam. So this Rishabdev is teaching his sons that this human life is not meant for sense gratification, because sense gratification is available in every species. Whether you become a swine, you become a dog, or you become a cat, sense gratification will be there. But ability to experience spiritual happiness is only there in this human life. And what kind of spiritual happiness? Brahma Saukyam Tvanantam. So infinite happiness you can experience if you do the right austerities, if you keep the good association, and always focus on Krishna, focus on your relationship with Krishna. So that's what this verse is saying, and this portion Prabhupada is saying, that ultimately we have to build this personal connect with Krishna. Then we will be able to harness infinite amount of energy. And that's why this process is actually ahitukiya pratyata. Savai punsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radoksaje ahitukiya pratyata yayatma suprasidati. So one who does the occupational duties just to attain devotional service unto the transcendental Lord, and such devotional service is unmotivated and uninterrupted, and this devotional service completely satisfies the self. So there is no condition. Like suppose something happens in your life and you say, oh, this is very, very agitating. I am not able to perform devotion, so I will not perform. Actually, that is your weak-heartedness. If you have good association, you can just share that incident with him, and then that mentor will help you process those feelings and emotions which you are having about that incident. Because incidents happen, situations happen for our own purification only. And if we are feeling some heat in our heart, then we should take association and we should discuss with our mentor, and then from there on we will advance. So the more these situations comes, like Kunti Maharani is praying, right? Like, give me problems, give me problems. She is praying like that because she is fixed up in Krishna. Like she knows the goal of life and she wants to take maximum association of Krishna. But like in our case, it might not be like that. So we have to change our equation. Basically, we have to change our conception and we have to prioritize our relationship with Krishna. And then this Ahitukiya Pratihata and Kunti Maharani welcoming problems, these things will become more clear. Yeah. Okay. Any questions or comments in this? This is understood, na? How bhakti is Ahitukiya Pratihata. Has anybody here who has a different opinion that Ahitukiya Pratihata? Like sometimes some situations come and we are not able to practice, because generally people have excuses that, okay, now our family relationships are there, I will not be able to chant, I'll chant lesser, like this. Yeah. Any
Maybe there's a question. I mean, if so, for example, we are doing our 16 rounds and we are doing a devotional service as per the rules regulations, and somebody passes away in our family, somebody very near, um, and then people say that you should not do any puja or any good thing for next 13 days. So this happened with me while my mother had passed in Corona times, and but I was doing my 16 rounds and I was doing my complete chanting and devotional service and everything. And then I asked my friend, because everybody in the family said that 13 days you should not do any puja, anything. He said, no, these are, my friend said, no, don't stop this chanting and devotional service, because that is that is beyond worldly things. I mean, somebody has taken birth, the person has died, whether it's your mother or whoever. So you should just continue with your chanting. And so I did. I mean, I didn't. Otherwise, my wife and other they didn't do any puja and they didn't go to temple. I mean, as in Hindu, those 13 days.
Yes, bro, yes. Anybody wants to answer this? Like, I think yeah, anybody wants to answer this? So I think it has been 1 hour in our session, so we can take a 5-minute break. And if anybody wants to answer, they can think about it. And otherwise I will give an answer after 5 minutes.